Oh, God. Can we just look at this a little bit and then I'll let you guys go? Just because something has happened at Newsmax. There's like a panic attack happening over there. This one, his last one was called Why Me, the Greg Kelly one. This is I'm tired of it, Grant Stankfield. And so Stankfield, look at it, let the vaccine shaming begin. Biden thinks he knows what is best for you. Seriously. Yeah, Grant Stam. I won't do all of this one because we got to go. But I just want to see what he's sick of. It's only 4 minutes, so we should be all right. And, you know, when I do 4 minutes, it's 15, but that's how I like it.
Of the government secretly working with big tech to tell me, you, what is best for me and your family, right?
Yeah, but, dude, I'm so tired of big government where, you know, like somebody... Can you imagine if we were in a situation where the President of the United States is tweeting what he thinks I should think and do from the Oval Office bathroom while he's carving off a loaf and he's got a fish delight in one hand and he's single thumbing it writing Covfefe in the other line. And then I've got to change the policy of the military based on some rando tweet in the middle of the night from some lunatic who thinks that as president he's the emperor. I'm sick of it.
Trust me when I tell you.
No.
It doesn't know best. The
government, it doesn't know best. I mean, it's the American government, and we all vote on it, and it's our shared vision of the world, and we may differ on policy and stuff. But basically, according to Grant Stankfield, the U.S. government is basically the UN or some violent European authoritative figure that's not made up of Americans debating other Americans. No.
Biden administration may tell you there will be no vaccine passport, but as always, the devil is in the details.
It has not changed our view that the federal government will not be playing that role. The private sector may, and it may prompt the private sector moving forward on actions, which is where we think it's appropriately situated.
So please, Grant Stankfield, attack big corporations.
Well, look, whether it is the federal government or big tech that runs the intrusive database of those who have and have not been vaccinated, what's the difference?
It's intrusive? It would be exclusive and inclusive. It would not be intrusive. No one's going to ask you to sign up for it unless it was a federal government. It would be, you could argue that it was being intrusive because making you fill something out. If it's automatic because you've got to sign up. Everybody who's gotten it has used the internet to sign up for their account, and get their time for their appointment. And then they go in and they get their shot, and then they get their next date for their second shot if they need one, or if they do Johnson & Johnson's one and done. But, they have those kind of, that database already exists in that regard. But they don't end up asking.
Government, big tech, it doesn't matter. The result is the same. And
yeah, what's the difference? What's the difference between the government doing something and a corporation doing something? When have Republicans ever said that there's a difference between big corporations and rich people doing something and the government doing something? When have they ever drawn a line?
Biden knows it. Dr. Fauci even admitted it earlier today. This is what they want, a passport.
It's complicated because the people who are vaccinated could easily be on airplanes without a mask because we know you're protected whether you're indoor or outdoor. The trouble is that we don't have vaccine passports. So we don't know who is vaccinated or not. We don't know who is infected or not.
Yeah, that's what somebody at the CDC would be concerned with because he doesn't want more people to die. It's weird.
Folks, this is such a dangerous road to go down. You see?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, eventually they're going to want to know who's on roids, who's getting HGH and test every week. Some of us do it for sport.
The vaccine passports will force you to be an obedient citizen.
No, it won't. It'll allow me into places that decided that the ROI on letting people in who may be infected with the disease is not worth it.
You must take the vaccine if you want to live your life, if you want to fly, see a sporting event, go to a concert, maybe dine out at a restaurant. If leaving it up to private enterprise means everyone must take the shot, the left wins whether government controls it or not. You see,
Yeah, because everywhere you look, people are trying to tell you how to live.
Team Biden plays the guilt card here. Do it for others, he said.
Yeah, and who does that? What kind of, who would say like, do unto others as they would, or some, I don't know, what kind of a wuss?
Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. Fulfill their
Yeah, that's the best advice. I love how they shave off the beginning of that, like it's an order and you can't do anything without it.
patriotic duty of getting vaccinated.
Ultimately, you may be responsible for someone getting seriously ill.
Let's not
Yeah, this is true.
let COVID get us. Let's get the vaccine instead, right? Let's save our lives. That's what this is about. We're going to get beyond this.
We're all counting on you. We need you all to get vaccinated, please.
Dude, Stanfield, he literally said, please, for fuck's sake.
You see, it's a guilt trip.
Yeah, that's why they say please. My mom says please when she's like, could you not put your sister in a chokehold?
As someone who is taking a wait and see approach to getting the vaccine, that's right.
Is that what you're doing, Grant? That you're taking a wait and see, so you're letting your fellow Americans be guinea pigs because you're a wuss?
I stand. I find all of those comments to be offensive. Remember, right?
Who gives a shit? Snowflake? Facts don't care about your feelings. Are we all hearing the same thing from Grant Stankfield? Are we? Is this not the same shit that they accuse the left of doing all the time? I'm offended. They like live like you're not supposed to be offended. Life is offensive, bruh. Melissa, thank you so much.
Right now, by and large, anyone who wants the vaccine can, of course, get it. So Joe Biden and crew are claiming the mandate is to protect the unvaxxed person. Somebody.
Right, assholes like you. And by the way, odds are you're probably not going to die from it, but you're probably surrounded by other anti-vax assholes who might have comorbidities, or might be in the older age group, or might be so young that they have a condition that leaves them vulnerable to the disease that they're not aware of, and that it will end up killing some other member of your family just because you're the asshole in the restaurant.
Somebody like me. That makes no sense.
Yes, it does.
Those who are unvaxxed don't want you to sacrifice anything for them. I certainly don't.
Dude, we don't give a fuck about you. You should talk to Greg Kelly. You are under the delusion that any of us give a shit what happens to Grant Stankfield. Grant, we don't. We just don't want to make you an asymptomatic carrier that murders someone worthwhile.
I've made up my own decision, and that is the last thing that I want is for someone taking a vaccine because Joe Biden guilted them into taking it to protect me.
Nobody gives a shit about protecting you, Grant. We're concerned that you will carry it, and you won't wear a mask, and you won't give a fuck, and you will kill somebody else. You're in the tides of the fates, you're a bank shot at best.
That's just absolutely silly. I weighed the risks. I weighed the rewards, right?
And it's like, yeah, some of the rewards are getting rid of my grandma.
The known version.
If there's a 4-month-old near me that's got an undiagnosed illness that would make it more susceptible to getting COVID, fuck it.
The unknown. For many Americans, taking the vaccine is, of course, the right move. If you believe it to be true, go take it.
I did. But I'm not being guilted into it. Because you're panicked about Biden's presidency does not make me guilted into doing it. Again, moonbase asshole. Grant is a commander on moonbase asshole on the right-wing side of the moon. And he's got lefty friends who are on the blue side of the moon, I guess, and they all just fight back and forth over who's more anti-vax.
For me, the last thing I'm worried about is the Chinese virus, okay? I am healthy.
Yeah, you'll carry it everywhere.
My family is healthy.
No, they're not.
Those who aren't have received the vaccine, and when I look at its 99% survival.
So you only give a shit about your family. That sounds like an American. That's what, I mean, who doesn't, don't all our soldiers when they're, when they're fighting on D-Day and battling their way across Europe and in Korea and in the Civil War and in Vietnam and all these different places, weren't they fighting just like, why are you here? To fight for the flag? No, just basically the members of my immediate family. What are you doing here? That's my house.
Rate. I just don't see mandating a vaccine for it. So why?
They didn't mandate it. He literally said, please. Do you understand the difference between guilting someone into something and mandating? Good God.
Hell-bent on coercing all of us into submission, really.
They're not. I'm trying to convince you because you are thick as a whale omelet. Hey, and that's it. That's the bailout. That's the end of his video. They do these shit cuts at the end of their stuff. I'm always caught off guard. Oh, God. Just pathetic.